Time magazine called him the unsung hero behind the internet. CNN called him a father of the internet. President Bill Clinton called him one of the great minds of the information age. He has been voted history's greatest scientist of African descent. He is Philip Emeagwali. He's coming to Trinidad and Tobago to launch the 2008 Kwame Ture lecture series on Sunday, June 8th at the JFK Auditorium, New St. Augustine, 5 p.m. The Emancipation Support Committee invites you to come and hear this inspirational mind address the theme, crossing new frontiers to conquer today's challenges. This lecture is one you cannot afford to miss. Admission is free, so be there on Sunday, June 8th, 5 p.m. at the JFK Auditorium, New St. Augustine.
I'm Philip Emeagwali. The fame of a famous inventor that is not studied in schools is buried with him. Inventors studied in schools will enjoy newer biographies for newer ages, for different ages, themes, languages, and countries. Scientific biographies written for 12-year-olds are sold to circulating libraries. Each scientific biography has a print run of about 5 to 10,000. Scientific biographies are not normally sold to individuals. For these reasons, the biographies of inventors are researched and written in public libraries, but most are researched over the internet. For the inventor that is the subject of biographical reports, his or her audience grows from generation to generation and grows as long as his or her invention remains relevant. The highest recognition that I receive occurs each time a student submits an inventor report on Philip Emeagwali. My contributions to the development of the computer is validated by each inventor report. Galileo Galilei, Isaac Newton, and Albert Einstein achieved immortality through inventor reports. There will be no afterlife for the famous scientist that is not the subject of inventor reports. The computing aid called abacus has been around for 35 centuries, and the word computer was first used in print 20 centuries ago and was first used by the Roman author Pliny the Elder. The supercomputer will have a different meaning for each generation, and the grand challenge and real-world problems it solves will be different for each century. A few days after February 28, 1990, the date that I received the top prize in the field of supercomputing, Seymour Cray sensed that the tide had turned against his signature technology called the vector supercomputer. Seymour Cray realized that his famous chicken versus oxen quote will become a parody. I was in the news headlines for proving that Seymour Cray was wrong. I proved Seymour Cray wrong when I discovered that 1 million chickens, each a metaphor for the slowest processor in the world, will forever solve a grand challenge, real-world problem of mathematical physics and solve them at a supercomputing speed that is 1 million times faster than a computer that was powered by only one processor. My discovery of that million-fold speed increase led to the technology of parallel processing, upending the paradigm of vector processing. Parallel processing makes a positive impact because it solves grand challenge problems and makes it possible to get an answer in a day instead of in 30,000 years, or to get an answer before we forget the question. February 28, 1990 was the date my discovery of practical parallel supercomputing that occurred on the 4th of July 1989 was officially recognized by the world's largest technical society, namely the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. The 4th of July 1989 and Los Alamos, New Mexico, United States, was the birth date and the place of practical parallel supercomputing. February 28, 1990, and San Francisco, California, was the birth date and place of the vector supercomputer. It was during those 8 months, onward of July 4, 1989, that the supercomputing paradigm shifted from sequential to parallel. After the 4th of July, 1989, we changed the way we looked at the supercomputer. Thereafter, supercomputers were powered by an ensemble of millions upon millions of commodity off-the-shelf processors that communicate and compute together and do both as one cohesive whole unit that is a virtual supercomputer.
Insightful and brilliant lecture.